Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up Wednesday Live. Before I get too far into the live, let's make sure you can hear me. So please give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear me in the conversation. Hi, Juan. Okay. Yay. Okay. Well, I will get started. So, welcome if you are new here. Hello, my name is Laurie Majka. I am the host of the Laurie Majka YouTube channel, and I am also the host behind the When You Die brand new channel that just features near-death experience only with no Q&A. And I want to welcome you. This time is for you and about you. So I want to hear from you in the comments. If your name isn't intuitive, that I would know what it is, please let me know what your name is. And if you have a question, I would love to hear from you. You can ask me anything spiritual. It can be about any of our past guests. Anything that you want to ask is I'm in. I'm happy to answer these questions. I'm an open book. I do spend a lot of time answering comments and both of the channels. Oh, of course, Blaze wants to play now that I'm on the live. I spent a lot of time on the channel answering comments from everybody, but my time is so limited, and the comments are becoming gosh, like there's so many, probably more than 1,000 comments between the two channels a week. It can be overwhelming sometimes, and I can't spend a lot of time. So if you have deeper questions, this is the place to be able to ask me. So I'll check in the comments in just a minute. But while I'm waiting for them to heat up, I'm going to share my synchronicity for this week. I had two of them, and then I have a thought that I want to share. So the first synchronicity is just so much fun. So for those of you who don't know, I spend my summer at my little log cabin in the woods in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And one of the things I really enjoy about summers up here is the amount of wildflowers that grow seasonally and that change from week to week. And so I love to every week pick a bunch of wildflowers. And I had meant to do it this weekend, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. So this morning was a late morning for me because I was up until 2 a.m. answering comments. I spent 4 hours last night in the comments. To say I was exhausted at the end is an understatement, more like overwhelmed. And so I slept in this morning longer than I normally do. And then I went on a hike and I went to this place to go pick wildflowers. And while I was picking them, I just pulled the car over. I left it running and I jumped out. And these are my gorgeous wildflowers that I picked today. Look at these. So Queen Anne's lace, black-eyed Susans, and the color, these are so much more vibrant and beautiful than they show in this. They look very yellow, but they're like a golden color. And then I don't even know what these are, these little purple flowers. If anybody knows what they are, let me know. But anyway, so I picked the wildflowers, and as soon as I opened the door to get in the car, I think it was 80s on 8. I don't even know what station was playing. The Carly Simon song lyric that I heard as I got in my car was, "I will cut fresh flowers for you," which I was just tickled by because I really do feel like the universe speaks to me. And I might not have believed it to this degree several years ago, but now that I've had so many experiences on the other side and I understand the power of what we are as these magnificent, powerful, higher self beings on the other side, of course, it's like we're sending love notes to ourselves. Like the synchronicity and the timing, I just can't get over it, especially because she's mad in the song. And it's the song Jessie by Carly Simon. And she repeatedly says, "I will not cut fresh flowers for you." And at the very end, she says it twice that she will. And that's the line I walked into. So that was super fun. The other thing that happened, I was really, really excited about is I have a neighbor who I'm friends with, and he's having an issue. And he stopped by to talk a while back, and we just didn't have the time. But because I did a U-turn and went back to pick some of these flowers, I was standing on the side of the road, picking flowers, and he was driving by and stopped and talked to me. And we got to have a really, really great conversation to help him with this issue that he's having. And I knew immediately, as soon as he told me what was going on and the help he needed, that it was a divine orchestration. So pay attention to your signs and synchronicities. There are so many things that we think are random, happenstance, coincidental, that is actually an orchestration either to get your attention, to connect you with somebody, to give you information you didn't have before, to confirm something that you've been thinking, maybe asking about. Those synchronicities are real. Like statistical significance for some of the stuff that I experience is just would be off the charts if there was a way to scientifically put a p-value to some of the stuff that happens to me. The other thing I wanted to share was today, during the day, I spent a lot of time. I have 10 acres of woods here, and I have, just different little fallen trees in my woods and branches that fall down. And I had spent a lot of time this season going through my woods, like in areas that I can see near my yard, and pulling just dead trees and dead branches and stuff. And I haven't had time to burn it because it just hasn't worked out, but it's been calm. It's been nice weather. It's been like a joy to be outside, and I can work on my screen and porch for my corporate job. So I've been burning a ton of branches, and I had a pile of trees that I was pulling. And as I started to pull them out, they got stuck, which happens all the time because they kind of tangle with each other. And my normal instinct would have been to pull them harder and just get them loose. But for whatever reason, I happened to look back, and I noticed that one of the branches had a curve in it, and it caught a tree that I was passing. And if I had just tried to pull it to get it out, it wouldn't have worked. And I realized that I had to step back and take 2 steps back, release it, and then move forward. And it just seemed like such a beautiful analogy to share today. I think that there are so many times when we feel like we're just going to put brute force into an issue that we're having in our lives, maybe energetically, maybe with our thoughts, maybe with our words. And I think that it was just a reminder to everybody that sometimes the way forward isn't with brute strength and effort and pushing against something. Sometimes the answer is to take one step back, assess the situation before you move forward. So for whatever reason, I felt very compelled to share that today. I haven't shared anything like that really in several lives, but I felt like it was important today. So, okay, that's all I have written down, other than the update for the new channel. And I'll come back to that in a little bit because I want to get to the comments and see what you guys want to talk about today. All right, so let me see. I know Juan was one of the first people on here today. Juan, special shout out to you. You know, I've been communicating with you quite a bit on the When You Die channel. So Juan has been a regular. You know that he shows up for these lives. He lives in Puerto Rico, gorgeous views in Puerto Rico. And Juan had a near-death experience. I don't know what it is yet. I haven't had the pleasure of hearing about his experience. I would love to, but he's super active in the comments on the Laurie Majka channel and has jumped in and kind of almost to my defense. He's been entertaining some interesting comments that people are putting on the new channel. And I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. That kind of engagement tells YouTube to show those videos to more people. Like comments make a difference. And I know that most of you here are probably people who I've seen in the comments. We've interacted a lot. It's also a chance for me to get to know you, know what you like, hear feedback from you on things that you liked, things you would like to see more of, because I really do take that into account with this channel. So thank you so much. But I mean, I know a lot of you are active. But Juan has gone above and beyond on my new channel trying to help answer comments, and I super appreciate it. So thank you very much. Oh, so M and CO, will you tell me what your name is? Hello, right back out at you as well. Donna. Hello, Donna. Are you driving home today? That's what I want to know. Are you on your drive on the way home? Probably so. And I love that you guys know each other and interact with each other. It just like it makes me smile. It's so, yes, you said you're driving home. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Hello. Hello. Welcome everybody to Wake Up Wednesday. So everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Okay. So do we have a question? Hi, Ronnie. Do you ever relate to the do I ever relate to Oh, you related to the message. Which one? The synchronicity or the one about taking one step forward and two steps back? And also, Ronnie, thank you so much for sharing some pictures of you and your beautiful Linda, who you lost. I super appreciate that. I know that you make an effort to communicate with me, and I really appreciate that also. Thank you very much. Okay, so Tammy says, I've been watching your older videos. Oh my gosh. And you're so impressed. True gems. I truly believe you'll be a pillar of understanding consciousness in the near future. Your questions are the best. Thank you so much, Tammy. It's so funny what I've been doing lately, and some of you who have been on the channel for a long time have probably noticed, but I only do a certain amount of interviewing when I'm here at the cabin. I do much less than I do in Arizona. And I had a lot of cancellations, not because people weren't just showing up, but they had legitimate issues. Like somebody got sick, somebody had to attend to a surgery, somebody had to go out of town, the things that happen in life. And I never get mad when somebody cancels. I'm disappointed, especially if I had to get camera ready and then they're not showing up and I wasted the time getting camera ready. Because honestly, I don't get camera ready every day. But when I do those videos and I lose them, then I have to make them up some other way because my commitment to this channel has been to publish 2 long form videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. We did miss the other day. There was a snafu with my search engine optimization guy. I didn't get something to him in time. I didn't even know it. And I had friends in town. So we did have a video that went out on a Wednesday. That's very unusual. But usually, like clockwork, you can depend on, I think it's 1 p.m. Pacific. My videos go out, or it's noon, one of those 2 times. And they go out on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Tuesdays and Fridays. And then the other days they're shorts. But now that I'm having to do all of these short NDE videos for the new channel, I'm doing 3 videos there a week. Massively heavy lift, you guys. So I've been repurposing videos that have been released a long time ago and didn't do as well, excuse me, as I think that they should have done, or just think they didn't do as well because the channel was newer and the audience was smaller. So if you've noticed lately, Bill Letston was one of them. I'm still so puzzled by Bill's interview. It did pretty well on the Laurie Majka channel. It did not do well at all on the When You Die channel. This guy's videos, he has 2 videos that have like 2 million views. So it kind of shocks me when sometimes these videos don't get very much interest. Maybe it's because more people have already seen them. I don't know how it works. But in any case, that's what I've been doing. So Tammy, thank you for acknowledging and going back in the archives. It's kind of funny to watch those videos again and see how I have evolved the style over time, because it's definitely evolved differently over time for sure. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. So Alvarado said, I have a question. What is an empath? Okay, that's an excellent question. An empath is a person who is able to feel the feelings and emotions of other people. I think there are a lot of people who have this sensitivity, and I don't mean sensitivity in a good, better, best way. I just mean it's an ability that we probably all had at one time, and we've probably, especially in a modern world with so much energy coming at us from so many different places, have shut that ability down over time. Usually with an empath, they'll know very early on, like in childhood. And I'm going to use my sister as an example because I'm just super aware. I don't think I'm an empath, not in the traditional sense of a definition of an empath, but my sister absolutely is. For my sister growing up, she would take on the emotions of other people. She did not understand that they were not her own emotions. So she might walk into a room and feel uneasy. There wasn't a reason she should have felt uneasy, but yet she did. And over time, she realized she was connecting with somebody else's emotions and bringing them into her physical body and feeling them as if they were her own. So there are things and techniques that you can use as an empath to be able to shut that connection off so that you are not taking in especially negative emotions from others. And I think awareness is the first understanding that you are an empath. And then you have to be aware of your surroundings. if you go into a concert venue, you're probably as an empath going to feel completely overwhelmed, because even though that energy might be heightened in a good way because people are excited about listening to a band or somebody play live music, it doesn't necessarily feel good if you're an empath and you're absorbing so much energy and information. So people can learn just the way that mediums do to turn those abilities on and off. But one of the techniques that is used and is recommended by lots of people that I've heard talk about this is something about water tends to wash that energy off. I know you can also use things like sage, but if you get into water, one of the things that you can do while you're showering is you can imagine a two-way mirror in front of you and in every position completely surrounding you. And then because it's a two-way mirror, you can imagine any energy that's coming in as hitting that mirror and reflecting back and going to where it belongs instead of being absorbed by you. It's a protection. And I know that people who have used this technique have been able to turn off some of those empath abilities. I think there are times when being empathic is super helpful. I mean, you probably know when somebody is sad or afraid or not feeling themselves before anybody else would, not even from body cues, but because you're picking it up. So it's a superpower. I don't know how easy it is to work with in a modern world where we have so many people that we're around all the time, but that's a great question. And I hope that that helps. And I'm curious, for those of you who are on the live today, how many of you identify as an empath? Know that you're an empath, or maybe you're hearing me talk about this and you have a name to go with something that you weren't quite aware of. Just curious. Okay, let's see. Oh, Ronnie is confirming that it was the one step forward and three back. Okay, love it. Okay, let's see. So Juan says, my pleasure to be able to support a real channel. I haven't. Oh, I thought you did say you had an NDE. Okay, you had out of body experience, but I do have an understanding of the truth, intuition, and have been able to heal myself twice. Oh, okay. If you're willing to share, I would love to know what you healed yourself from. And I will share that last night. So when I eat dinner, I'm here by myself with Blaze. And sometimes I do like to sit down and watch a show, but I usually don't, unless I'm going to have time for a movie. I usually don't pick something that is, call it like fiction, like a fiction show or a TV show. I'll usually pick something YouTube or otherwise that I can learn from. And I was watching Amazon Prime last night, and there was a Joe Dispenza special. And it wasn't the normal Joe Dispenza. For those of you who don't know Joe Dispenza came on the scene. I don't know. I think I found him 15 years ago when he had his book that I bought in hard copy format called Becoming Supernatural. Joe was a chiropractor who was, I think he was maybe in a triathlon, and he got hit by a car and he got injured, and it injured his spine. And he went to several specialists, orthopedic surgeons, and they all told him to fuse his spine together. And he was trying to decide if he wanted to do that, knowing the limitations he would be setting himself up for the rest of his life in his mobility and ability to get around. So he laid in bed, and he started to think about what he knew about the body from a scientific aspect and what he knew about quantum physics in the forms of atoms and molecules and energy. And he decided that if he concentrated really hard, he thought that he could heal himself. And eventually he did. And it was so life-changing for him that he began conducting seminars to teach other people how to do the same thing. And he uses a meditation. He uses, I think, 3 forms of meditation: a deep meditation where you would put on headphones and an eye mask and you're sitting up, a second meditation where you're laying down, and a third meditation where you are walking. And he uses all of these things. And there have been hundreds, maybe thousands of people who share their testimony that in 7 days, they have healed things: cancers, blindness, multiple sclerosis, all these different ailments. And people started to become curious to know, could this be scientifically documented? So this whole documentary last night was all about the science of being able to heal yourself. And so I love it that Juan, you brought up something today on the live that I just watched last night about the ability to heal. I think the most incredible one I listened to was a woman who had her thyroid removed, and she concentrated after she went through the 7-day seminar. And she said every day she would talk to her thyroid that was gone, and she would tell her thyroid that she loved it and send it this energy and ask it to grow back. And she went to a doctor, and she actually was a pharmaceutical sales rep. So she had a science background. She had a degree in science, and she has documentation from her doctor of the surgery, documentation that thyroid grew back and is functioning. Like, it's miraculous. It's unexplainable from a doctor point of view. Like, the doctor at first got upset thinking something had gone wrong in the surgery. He knew that he had removed it. He knew how he had removed it. He could not understand how it came back. So our minds are so powerful. And I really and truly believe the future of healing will be in some form of light, frequency, vibration. And that's energetic, as well as some machine that you could sit in. And I also saw something in Japan. They've approved these special machines that are healing, and they're using some scalar technology. You guys, I've had direct personal experience with scalar energy and scalar healing. I actually healed 2 things in myself going to a scalar machine. My dad had some healing. He has a slow progressing Lou Gehrig's disease. He had a reduction in inflammation that was visible. He was able to wear some shoes he had bought by mistake in the wrong size that he had never been able to wear. He was actually able to get his feet in them. But I think that in the future, we are going to discover how powerful the mind is. And again, like, when you hear that somebody grew back their thyroid, you now know that that's possibility. It's in the ether. It's in the human collective. We know that somebody did it. It's like the 4-minute mile, right? That's why I talk about the 4-minute mile being the marker of it's like the marker for consciousness and awakening. Like, like, that's what's happening right now. We are going through this massive awakening, and it can flip everything. It can change everything. So thank you for sharing that, Juan. And I'd love to hear more about it if you want to. Oh, Donna said you're an empath. Tammy said, have you watched the telepathy tapes? Yes, Tammy. Joe Rogan talked about those telepathy tapes. When I found her, she had 46,000 subscribers, and I watched every single episode. And I haven't watched it in probably 6 or 9 months now, but I love the telepathy tapes. I've talked about the telepathy in multiple interviews over time, and that super ability. I'm just so impressed by the nonverbal autistic kids and young adults who are communicating in a place they call the hill. Like, if you guys haven't checked these out, Kai Dickens is the YouTube content creator who worked with I cannot think of her name, Deborah somebody. I met her last year at IANS. She is a Harvard trained professor. She started getting these messages from parents that they believed their children were communicating telepathically with them. And Kai Dickens decided to test it scientifically. And they ran all these different experiments, and she recorded them and started releasing these telepathy tapes to show people the possibility of telepathic communication. And so I think that we will absolutely go there. I know that there are caregivers who communicate with their dementia patients, and there are spouses who communicate with their dementia patients, and other just nonverbal people suffering from different illnesses who have been able to telepathically communicate with friends and family and relatives. And it's pretty amazing. And Blaze is whining, and I don't know why. That was my distraction just now. Okay, so hello. Hello, Margaret. Hello from New York City. Okay, one said, if you could interview Angela Marie De Pietro, I'll bet you're going to love her. Okay, I will send that name to my sister, and ask my sister to reach out to her. Thank you for the suggestion. We just started opening up my calendar, and my sister just started doing the work to reach out to people for September interviews. I think I've got 5 on the schedule already in the first couple days. So excited to start doing the interviews again when I get back to Arizona. I'm in the last countdown. I will be leaving, I think, the 12th of September to go back to Arizona. So, but I will be back for the, I won't miss any lives. So I have no plans to miss a live. So, okay. So Margaret says, yes, I've had a very surprising empathic experience years ago. All right. I'd love to hear about it. Donna said, that's incredible. Some say we can regrow missing teeth. I have not heard that. That would be incredible. I would love to just like smooth out the wrinkles. How about that? I would start there. I don't have anything else that's wrong with me that I know of. Oh, thank you. Hennessy Powell. Thank you. That was it. Thank you. Juan said one time was ulcers. Oh, wow. And the other, a really bad tooth pain. All I did was quiet myself and talk to my body as it was my higher self. Don't know how to explain, but I was instantly healed both times. Like instantly healed. That is just incredible. Thank you for sharing that. Donna said, that's fantastic. Okay, waking up today, Tammy said, I had an experience like the power went out, but it was everything all black for a second. The sunlight, the sun lights the room, just everything like a reboot, only for a second. Did anyone else have it? Oh, interesting. Okay, Donna said, me too, wrinkles will be gone. Both, and you and I both look good for our ages, though. The lighting here is terrible. I feel like everything is accentuated. I don't have lighting that I use. My camera's too low, like it really should be up here, but oh well, we're gonna work with it. You guys, I need 1 second. Blaze has pushed the outside button, and I need to let her outside. So give me 1 second, and I will be right back. Okay, here, come on. Come here, go outside. Leave your toy. Okay, go outside. Okay, thank you. Sorry for that delay. Okay, so what else do you guys want to talk about today? I'm going to share while there's a little lull in the comments. I'm going to share some of the statistics on the new channel. So again, I launched a new channel 3.5 weeks ago. It will be 4 weeks on, 1 month on Friday. And the new channel is called When You Die. And I start every interview with my voice saying, tell me what happened when you died. And then I only post the interview NDE only. And sometimes these videos are as short as 4 minutes. The longest one, of course, is John Davis because his NDE was so long. And this channel's doing really well. So I just wanted to kind of give you a peek behind the scenes of how this works from an analytics standpoint, like the things that I pay attention to and I'm using to help figure out what I'm doing on the channel. So I'm just so puzzled. I have said for a long time that I feel like YouTube punishes my Laurie Majka channel compared to new channels. And I don't know if that's because this channel has been many things. Like in the very beginning, I used to post little 2-3 minute soul heart art, soul whispers that I had for my artwork. Then I did a bunch of energy videos talking about how your thoughts are energy and how you could control your thoughts and help your thoughts. And then I had some coursework that I did that I put out like one video at a time called Uncover Your Soul's Purpose. What you don't know is holding you back. And those were like 60 videos that I released one at a time for 60 days. And then I started doing interviews, and I interviewed my sister and some other people who had shared death experiences, near death experiences. And here we are all these years later. And I noticed that some of these brand new channels can get 10 times as many views and subscribers in a very truncated, shortened time compared to my channel. I think I'm almost 4 years on the Laurie Majka channel. It took me about 2.5 years to get monetized. What getting monetized means on YouTube is that you have 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. When you reach that pinnacle, you can apply to have ads that you get paid for. So no matter what, YouTube puts ads on channels, but they keep all the revenue. When you reach that metric, they actually share the ad revenue with you. Mine is a penny a view, so you could do the math. It takes a lot to actually make any money doing that. But I want to share what has happened in the new channel because my theory is correct. YouTube is absolutely favoring a brand new channel over an existing channel. So just to give you some context, I have 730 videos on my Laurie Majka channel. I have 2.1 million hours of 2.1 million views, and I have about 100,000, 80, so let's say 75,000 to 100,000 views per month. That's what happens on the Laurie Majka channel. In 3.5 weeks, I got 350,000 views on the new channel and 2,300 subscribers. This channel was monetized in 13 days. My Laurie Majka channel took 2.5 years, and it already has a sixth of the views in 3.5 weeks that it has taken me 4 years to accumulate. So I have 14 videos on the new channel. Carlos's video went to 170,000 people in 2 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks this Friday. Catherine, it's the one who got stung by the bees and died, 50,000 views on the new channel. And Wayne, 44,000 views on the new channel. So just to give you some context, so in the same amount of time, so a month is 28 days is how they measure it. The Laurie Majka channel had 100,000 views versus 350,000 views. And I, on my channel, only have one video out of 730 that has over 170,000 views. So there are 8 videos on my Laurie Majka channel that have 44,000 views or more. And there are already 3 in 3.5 weeks on the new channel. So I don't know what's going on. What's super interesting to me is YouTube looks at impressions. So when a video comes out, when a channel comes out, they will feed an impression, which is the thumbnail and the title, to different people, subscribers, people who have watched channels similar to yours. And then there's a click-through rate that YouTube looks at. So YouTube gave my new channel 4 million impressions in 3 weeks. And my Laurie Majka channel had 779 impressions in the same amount of time. Kind of interesting because the click-through rate on the Laurie Majka is like 6.4 versus 5 on the new channel and double the watch time on the Laurie Majka channel. You would think from a mathematical standpoint, YouTube would promote a channel with a higher click-through rate and a double watch time over one that has half the watch time and a lower click-through rate. So you guys, if anybody can solve the YouTube algorithm, I would love to know who has that answer because this is never going to make sense to me. And that's probably what I have to do is say, this doesn't make sense. But what I will say about all of this is how happy I am at the amount of people who are watching this content because this opens people up to new perceptions, new ideas, new ways of looking at the world, exposes them to experiences that people have had that are just beyond unique. People who have had experiences with source, with the collective consciousness, with a ascended master, with an archangel, with Jesus, with passed away loved ones. Like these videos run the gamut. And I think what the newer channel is doing is it's reaching more of a mainstream audience. So you guys, is this content finally becoming mainstream? I'll bet if you stopped 100 people on the street and you asked them what an NDE is, I'll bet more than 50% could answer that and say near-death experience. So I do think these conversations are being normalized now, and that makes me so happy. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. I know that that's a lot behind the scenes. Maybe you guys care, maybe you don't. If you don't care, tell me, and I won't discuss these kinds of things on here. But I feel like you guys are the people who follow the channel the closest. Maybe some of you guys are new and that doesn't apply to you, but I love to get feedback from everybody and hear what you guys are thinking. And whatever I was saying, I think definitely it heated up the comments. So Tammy said, "Oh my gosh, Blaze has an outside button. How cool." So Blaze has an outside button here and also in the Arizona house, but she has a doggy door. She can let herself out. So it's my voice and I say outside and it's a little push button and it's by the door and she hits it with her paw and it says outside. And I try to respond to her immediately because I want to encourage her to use that. But she's used it successfully in multiple places. She totally understands what it is. And then she whines to come in. I probably should get another button and create the sound inside and so I can hear her let her in. But she's so smart. That dog is so smart. Okay. Hi, Chuck. I just found you. Oh, okay. So we have a brand new person here. Welcome, Chuck. Thank you. My name is Chuck Young. I've experienced the things you're talking about, and I appreciate your perspective. I hope I can find prayer and heart again. Well, I hope that for you too. Welcome. You're going to love this community. People here are so amazing, so welcoming, and feel free to ask any question that you have. This time is for you. Margaret said, "Yes, I was attending a church service and a disabled woman sat next to me in the pew. When the service was over, she turned to me and said, 'I haven't felt this good in years.' She left. Then and you probably hit send by mistake. Okay, I'll keep reading. Hi, Donna. Donna says, I feel the universe speaks to me in the form of synchronicities as well. Yes, love that. Oh, look at you guys already welcoming Chuck. That's so nice. While listening to podcasts, I always play a word game. A word will be said as I'm solving that exact word on my game. Oh, that's really cool. I love that. Donna said, a small but awesome reminder guides and angels are with us. Absolutely 100%. Oh, thank you, Donna. That's so much. That's so nice. So Brian said, hello, everyone. Wish you all a great night. Hi, Brian. Thank you for joining. Okay. Deepa. Hi, my friend Deepa. Deepa, great seeing you on here again. Very interesting stuff about your new channel. Oh, thank you, Deepa. I think we need to talk. Aren't you going to talk to Andy on my SEO optimization team? I know he offered. I want to hear what I know that you're working on something, but when you're ready to share with me, Deepa, please call me, text me. I want to hear what your new idea is. Okay. Let's see. Whoops. Sorry, these jump again. Thank you, Donna. Oh, thank you, Donna. Okay, Margaret said, we'll continue. I suddenly felt ill and had to go home and rest. I picked up her energy and she took yours. I wear an empath protection on my left wrist and learned not to pick up others' energies. Okay, so what is an empath protection? And I wonder, as powerful as we are, would any moniker that we used work? Because really, it's the power of our thoughts engaging to understand something works the way that you would take a pill and have a placebo effect, even if it were a sugar pill, but you believed was real, which is what they use to design in clinical studies. And it's harder to overcome those sugar pills, placebos, because as time has evolved, we have begun to believe because we're getting a medicine that we're going to be cured. So it's interesting that the statistical significance marker for placebos has risen over time. I find that so fascinating. Okay. Brian, okay, I see you're saying thank you to Donna. Tammy said, maybe at the end of your new channel's videos, you should say something about seeing the full interview on your other channel. So I didn't want to insert myself on that channel at all. So what I do is I have an end screen and at the top it says watch the full conversation here. And then I link and it links the picture of the thumbnail from the Laurie Majka channel. What's interesting is that I'm absolutely experiencing a cross-pollination. What I'm doing is I use a collaboration link on both the Laurie Majka to the When You Die and on the When You Die to the Laurie Majka channel. A lot of people have come over. The views are up. The subscribers are up by like double this month compared to last month. And I think it's because people are finding the full interviews and coming over to watch more or to watch other interviews that have been done. So yes, I'm doing it in a different way because I really don't want me on those videos at all. I need that channel to be more of a standalone where people just know and trust that that it's not me. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a method to my madness of why I'm doing it this way. And it's all actually kind of just a big experiment. So, okay. Let's see who else. Margaret, Donna, Tammy. NDEs are palatable to main. Yeah, I think so. They're so close. Who isn't interested in NDEs? I know, seriously. Love hearing about what. Okay, thank you. Brian and Greeler, it's amazing more people are sharing their experiences. Next life, I want to be a dog in a living family. Oh, we probably already have. Oh, thank you guys. Yes, absolutely. Hitting the thumbs up does help. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, you did talk to Andy. Okay. He'll call you next week. Okay, that's great. I would love to hear from you. My son Ryan is moving to France, you guys. He's going to get an advanced degree. He's using the GI Bill to do it. He and his wife are moving to Monaco. So he's actually coming to visit me next week, and my ex-husband, who lives 10 minutes from me. He's coming to visit us next week, and I get to see him on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm so excited because I don't get to spend enough time with him. He's going to be 30 this year. That just blows my mind. And it's so crazy to think that they're going to live in Europe for at least the next year, maybe longer. I just pray that they don't stay there and have kids because although I would love to visit, I really want to be nearer to my grandchildren than France. That sounds crazy. But anyway, so yes, I'll be around Deepa, but it won't be until later in the week. So please reach out to me and let's put something on the calendar. Donna said, we're fostering and baby feeding 6 baby kittens. Oh my gosh. I love the meow of a little newborn kitten. Oh, how adorable. Are you going to keep any of them? Wow, you found them abandoned. I hope people will. Hi, Marnie. I hope people will get your kittens. Oh, Marnie, I so appreciate you. You send me the nicest messages. Thank you so much. Oh no, I don't have any grandchildren yet. So my daughter just turned 28 a couple weeks ago. She's getting married next year on April Fools on the 1st of April, which is a Thursday because it was less expensive in San Diego to have her wedding on a Thursday. And then my son will be 30 in November. So crazy, but neither one of them, my son is married, but neither one of them have kids yet. So one of these days, but also in no hurry, but I'm looking forward to be able to retire from my corporate job and do this full time where my schedule is freed up to do any kind of traveling that I want whenever I want. So anyway, okay. Am I near? Oh, Tammy, you're asking where you guys are. You're in Eugene, Oregon. Okay, you guys, I've got to edit still tonight. So I am going to, since there's no more questions in the comments, I'm going to sign off now. I want to remind you that every one of you listening now, live and in the future, you are a magnificent, powerful being. Your higher self, the power of your higher self, is probably the power that you would assign to God when you think about it. The power of source is truly beyond human imagination and comprehension while in the human body. But you, on the other side, where you are whole, can never be harmed. Your soul can never be harmed. You are never alone because you are always a part of the entire collective. You are literally God looking out of your eyes, having this human experience of other and of this reality. It is a joy and a privilege to be in this body, having a human experience right now. When we go back to the other side, we're in a state of being of eternity and a state of being of love. And there is no other in that place. When we truly go back to the core of what we are all one source. Being here to experience other is a joy and a privilege. Being here to have hands and pick something up and hug somebody else and have a conversation and have an experience is something that I think most of us take for granted. if you truly understood what you were and you truly understood how fleeting this experience is, you would never take it for granted again. You would embrace it and you would enjoy every part of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because you will know that you can never be harmed from it and that it is such a special experience and it lasts for such a short time, even though it feels like 80 years. It doesn't feel that way when we get back to the other side and have the other perspective. So please remember that. Take that with you. Think about that and always take in what resonates. But I so appreciate you. And I want to thank each and every one of you for what you are doing to help wake up the collective consciousness. It is so needed. Thank you so much for all of your support and love. Love to all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will look forward to connecting with you again. Wake Up Wednesday live at 8 p.m. Pacific Eastern, or 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Bye, everybody.